Welcome back to the war. Today we're climbing into the cockpits of the most fearsome machines to ever dominate the skies in World War II. Fighter planes that weren't just fast and powerful, but turned into deadly predators, hunting down their enemies with ruthless precision. But which plane holds the crown for being the deadliest of them all? This isn't just a list of famous planes. This is about which fighters racked up the most kills, took the fewest losses, and made the skies a dangerous place for anyone who dared to challenge them. But remember, while we're talking about kill counts, these numbers are approximations. Accurate data is hard to come by, especially with the chaotic air battles across multiple fronts. You'll want to stick around until the end, because the deadliest fighter of the war might not be the one you're expecting. Or is it? We begin with a legend, the Supermarine Spitfire. It's hard to talk about World War II aviation without picturing the sleek design of this iconic British fighter. The Spitfire was critical in the Battle of Britain, taking on the Luftwaffe head to head. With its elliptical wings and Rolls-Royce Merlin engine, it was a masterpiece of engineering. During the war, the Spitfire was responsible for taking down around 4,000 enemy aircraft, but it came at a cost. Around 1,200 Spitfires were lost in combat. Its deadliness came from a combination of speed, agility and firepower. The plane could turn on a dime, and in dogfights, that maneuverability was often the difference between life and death. What really made the Spitfire special was its adaptability. As the war went on, newer and more powerful versions of the Spitfire emerged, keeping it relevant all the way to the end. But this is just the beginning. Things are about to get even deadlier as we move to number 4. Next, we're taking you to the Pacific with the Grumman F6F Hellcat. This beast of a plane was the US Navy's answer to Japan's formidable Zero, and boy did it deliver. The Hellcat was designed to win dogfights, and that's exactly what it did. With over 5,000 enemy aircraft killed, mostly Japanese, the Hellcat carved out a fearsome reputation. One of the Hellcat's most impressive stats was his kill ratio. For every Hellcat lost, it took down around 19 enemy planes. That's right, 19 to 1. But how? It wasn't just its 2,000 horsepower engine or its 6 50 caliber machine guns. It was its ruggedness. The Hellcat could take a beating and still fly home, and its pilots used that to their advantage, pushing the plane to its limits in every dogfight. In the Pacific, the Hellcat was the undisputed king of the skies by the end of the war, and its dominance is why it lands at number 4 on this list. But hold on, things are about to get faster and deadlier. Now, let's take a look at the P-51 Mustang, the plane that helped secure Allied victory in Europe. The Mustang wasn't just any fighter, it was a game changer, capable of flying long distances thanks to its auxiliary fuel tanks. The Mustang could escort bombers all the way to Berlin and back. This made it invaluable, and its pilots knew how to use its speed and firepower to full effect. The Mustang is credited with downing nearly 6,000 enemy aircraft during the war, but it didn't come without losses. Roughly 2,500 Mustangs were shot down. What made the P-51 deadly was its sheer versatility. It wasn't just an escort fighter, it could outfight just about anything the Luftwaffe could throw at it. With 6 50 caliber machine guns and blistering speed, it gave the Allies the air superiority they needed to win the war. The Mustang turned the tide in the skies over Europe, but the next plane on our list took deadliness to an even higher level. Now we turn our attention to Germany's finest, the Focke-Wulf FW190. This fighter was feared by Allied pilots for its speed, firepower and rugged design. The FW190 wasn't just fast, it was versatile. It could be used in dogfights, as a bomber escort or even for ground attack missions, and it excelled in all of them. With an estimated 10,000 enemy aircraft destroyed, the FW190 was one of the deadliest fighters in the war. The Luftwaffe leaned heavily on it as the war dragged on, and for good reason. It carried 4 20mm cannons, which meant it could unleash an insane amount of firepower in a short amount of time, ripping through enemy planes. What made the FW190 particularly dangerous was its speed. It could outdive most of the fighters, allowing it to dictate the pace of engagements. Even as the Allies began to gain the upper hand in the air, the FW190 remained a constant threat, earning the nickname Butcher Bird. Now let's take a look at some honourable mentions. The Mitsubishi A6M0. This Japanese fighter racked up an impressive kill ratio. With its incredible manoeuvrability and range, it made it a deadly opponent early on in the war, downing around 1,500 enemy planes before being outclassed. The Brewster Buffalo. Although hated by the US Navy, in the Finnish hands, the Brewster earned the nickname Sky Pearl and achieved an impressive kill-to-loss ratio of about 33-1. Finnish pilots flying the Buffalo racked up more than 500 confirmed kills during the Continuation War. The P-38 Lightning, a favourite in the Pacific Theatre, credited with over 3,500 confirmed kills, including Admiral Yamamoto, the mastermind behind the Pearl Harbor attack. Here it is, the deadliest fighter plane of World War II, the Messerschmitt Bf 109. It's no surprise that this plane takes the top spot. As the backbone of the Luftwaffe, the Bf 109 was involved in almost every major campaign of the war, from the invasion of Poland to the final days in Berlin. With over 15,000 enemy aircraft destroyed, the Bf 109 earned its place as the deadliest fighter of the war. However, it came at a heavy cost. Around 10,000 Bf 109s were lost. The Bf 109 was incredibly versatile, with a powerful Daimler-Benz engine that gave it speed and a tight turning radius that made it formidable in dogfights. The plane was equipped with a 20mm cannon, 2 machine guns, giving it a lethal combination of speed, firepower and agility. But what truly made the Bf 109 stand out was the skill of the pilots who flew it. German aces like Erich Hartmann, who became the highest scoring ace of all time with 352 kills, used the Bf 109 to devastating effect. The Bf 109's legacy is cemented not in just its kill count, but in the fear it inspired among its enemies. And that's why it takes the crown as the deadliest fighter plane of World War II. So there you have it, the top 5 deadliest fighter planes of World War II. From the iconic Spitfire to the lethal Bf 109. These machines left a lasting mark on the history of aerial combat. But which one surprised you the most? And do you agree with our list? Hi soldiers, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe and leave your thoughts in the comments. And check back in again soon as we continue our playlist on fighter jets.